Hi, this is Mrs. Nandor, and today in this video we're going to be looking at how we make measurements in chemistry. So when we're using measuring tools, there are kind of two guidelines we need to follow, two steps sort of. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to read the number off the scale without measuring beyond whatever you're measuring. So you're going to read the closest number without going past, and then you're going to estimate one more place. So whether that place is in the ones, whether it's the tenths or the hundredths, you're going to have one more estimated value. Easiest way to practice this is just to look at some examples. So we're going to start with rulers. So we're going to pretend that we're measuring this blue bar, and I have two different rulers that I'm using. My first ruler has only the ones, so it goes 1 through 10. Doesn't have any decimals, doesn't have any tick marks in between, so I'm going to be able to know the ones place, which means I'm going to estimate the tenths place. So when I measure this bar, the ones place I know is it's at least 5, we're going to assume centimeters, because it's not past the 6, so it's at least 5 centimeters. And then we're going to estimate to the tenths place. I'm going to estimate that that's about halfway between 5 and 6. So I'm going to say it's 5.5 centimeters. Now if we measure the blue bar with this ruler has tick marks in between the ones. So it measures the ones and the tenths, which means my estimation value is going to be my hundredths. So the ones that I know it's 5, because the bar is between 5 and 6. So I know it's 5 point something. If I go to the next smallest tick mark, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to say it's 5.4. And now I need my estimation value, which is just a hair past 5.4. So I'm going to say 5.41 centimeters. So you have, using this ruler, you have 2 known values and 1 estimation. So you get a better reading using this ruler. For this first ruler, I could not say that the length of that bar is 5.75 centimeters, even if it looks like it's 3/4 of the way between 5 and 6, because I don't have the tick marks to be able to estimate out to the tenths, or out to the hundredths. I only have the tick marks so I can estimate to the tenths. Same goes with graduated cylinders, but there's one extra step when we measure using graduated cylinders. When we measure with a graduated cylinder, we have to read from the bottom of the meniscus. So the meniscus is the curved part of the liquid. So in this drawing, it's this curve right here. And we always read from the bottom of the meniscus, not the top. When you're doing this in lab, you want to make sure that you get down at eye level. So if something's on your table, you're going to have to get down at eye level so that you're looking straight at the meniscus. You don't want to be looking at it from above or below because you'll get incorrect readings. So you always want to read from the bottom of the curve. So using our first graduated cylinder, again, we know the ones, we don't know anything else. So we know the ones, we're going to estimate to the tenths. So if I find the bottom of the meniscus, it's right here. So it's between the 2 and the 3. So I know the 1, so I know it's 2. And then it's about halfway between, so I'm going to say 2.5, and we can assume that this is in milliliters. So that's 2.5 milliliters. I know the ones for my scale, I can estimate to the tenths. If I use this graduated cylinder has ones marked, and it has tenths marked, which means I can estimate to the hundredths. So again, I'm going to find the bottom of my meniscus, so it's right there. And so then I know the 1, 2, so I know it's a 2 point something. So now I'm going to read the tenths place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2.5, and it's a little bit above the 2.5, so I'm going to say it's 2.52 milliliters. So the size of the scale is what determines how many decimal places you can have after your numbers. So you want to make sure that you put down what you know based on the scale from the measuring tool you're using, plus only one estimated value. You only get one estimation. Some of the tools that we'll use, such as our balance, just tell you the numbers. So you want to make sure that you write down all of the numbers off the balance. The balances that we're going to be using in lab have 2 decimal places. So that's where all of our readings will go. So we'll want to make sure that we always write down a mass reading to the 2 decimal places.